Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the Youtini podcast network, a Star Wars books podcast for people who aren't always kind, but we definitely rewind, where we celebrate the Star Wars expanded universe and expand your universe, one episode at a time. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined in the flesh with the Legends Look Back Summer Camp edition by the king of, well, not so skinny dipping, Rick Grace.
Wow, that was glorious.
I had to do it. I warned you, buddy. I warned you.
I don't know what was coming, but that was a good one. That was good. Yeah, hats off for that.
Nice to see you.
I'm actually gonna steal that. That's
in
pretty
person,
good.
not so skinny dipping.
Yep.
And we also have the what rumor has it that she was once the most improved swimmer on her high school swim team, Emily Dayback. How are you?
Pot calling the kettle black. He also got most improved swimming.
Yeah, we bonded over
We did.
Meanwhile, I just floated.
our achievements.
Actually, I was skinny in high school. Okay, so let's just.
Yeah, we've got hey, we're in your office, actually.
It's true.
Doing our first ever Legends Look Back meetup, and unfortunately, our buddy Freddie could not make it. Freddie C, not here, but we do have his favorite book. So, in your honor.
That's right.
In your honor, we're going to toss that right over
Should
there.
have
Oh.
had hand shook. That was my copy of that, by the way.
I
That
tossed
was a
it very
little
gently.
aggressive.
I mean,
very
That
gently.
was not too
I
gentle.
have another one somewhere around here.
Yeah, if
Honor
not-
Freddie.
Hey, Freddie's got extras. He can mail you one.
That's true.
So, hey, let's face it. We at Legends Look Back have not been super active in the community over the last month. We've had a lot going on. So part of our goal here in recording this episode for you all, our lovely listeners, is to clear the air, talk about what we've been doing, what's been happening in our lives, and just catch up a little bit. It's been about a month since we had our last episode. We've got some fun things coming down the pipeline. Boy, do we ever. Super secret, top secret projects that I'm probably going to spoil, let's be honest. But, guys, what's been going on with you this summer? Rick, how about you? This is your office. You lead us off.
Yeah, so I'm a youth minister, so I haven't sat still, and I don't even know what to do with my hands right now because I'm used to pressing the buttons for the show. So it's been a really
Y'all, he set up like
busy.
6 lights. Like we've got like a setup going on right now.
It's kind of stressful, honestly.
The pressure is
It's
on.
not there. It's not there. But it's fine. It's fine. We had to abandon it. But no, it's been a good summer, busy all the time. You know, church camps and trips and interns and students and church buses and yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. In fact, when we got here, Rick, like there was like 20 teenagers out there, and Emily and I walked through the door, and they all looked at us like we were aliens from
They
Star
did.
Wars.
They did.
They were like, "Oh, you're the Star Wars people." We're like, just normal people, actually.
No, it was actually very validating just to prove that my friends were real and I don't just lie to them about like
It
having
was a little
friends.
disconcerting to walk into a room of teenagers I've never seen before and have them call me out by name. Like that
What?
was, yeah, they were like, so Jared and Emily? I was
Right.
like, how
Yeah.
do you know my name?
That's interesting. Okay.
I think it was Anna.
Okay.
One of them claimed to be a subscriber, so shout out to you,
Yeah.
our one subscriber from the youth group. He might just be trying to butter you up. But
Oh,
Yep. Could be.
so Rick's been busy doing his job. This is part of our natural rhythm with Legends Look Back. We do this every summer. We take a little break, mostly because Rick is running around like a chicken with his head cut off, which is ironic because I actually have a lot of chickens whose heads are intact. And yeah, that's the second time I've told that joke tonight, which is why they're not laughing.
I mean, it's moment of silence. F's in the chat, I
moments
guess.
of silence for the 4 that did not.
Listen, that's a long story. We'll get to mine in a minute. But Emily, what about you? What's been going on in your life? You're in the middle of a crazy, stressful transition.
Yeah, so the reason we're all here in person is because I'm in the middle of moving from Ireland to Texas. And so I was driving right along the path and I reached out to these jokers and they went out of their way to meet up with me. So thank you guys. This is really fun.
I went so out of my way.
Yeah.
Well, Rick didn't really, but Jared did.
Rick, the original plan was for us to meet in Dallas, which is an hour and a half from where he lives. And Rick said, "Can you guys just come to me instead?" So
Sorry.
Emily
guys.
literally flew across the world to be here.
Yep.
I drove 5 hours, which is not
That's
nothing.
nothing.
No?
Yeah, not nothing.
Nothing. Thanks, Rick.
Rush just slipped there.
And Rick didn't even leave his office.
I mean,
What a friend.
I was gonna come to the hotel,
That is true.
but we decided not
But the
to.
hotel doesn't have lights like this. And we thought bringing them into a hotel
Might not look
may or may not give a good impression.
Imagine this guy.
Mm.
Let's stroke your facial hair.
It's weird because we can do that in person.
Yeah, you can't do it on the camera. I mean, I try all the time.
The beards are looking lovely.
Thank
gentlemen.
you. I just
They
got a
look
haircut
great.
today, so fresh,
Looking fresh.
fresh cut.
I did not, so the hat's going to stay on. Okay. Hat's going to stay on. In fact, Freddie can't be here because he also, much like Emily, is in the middle of a big move. Of course, just got married. That was awesome. I got to be there for that. No big deal. It was awesome. Greatest
In
wedding
your
up.
Jedi robes. and
Greatest wedding ever.
everything.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it was amazing.
So jealous.
So in fact, Freddie and Rick still have not met in person.
It's true. We've been close though. Like he's been to Texas, like really close before.
We're trying to make it
But
happen.
Rick doesn't like to leave his town, as we've discussed.
Apparently, I don't know.
So
work on that.
we're working on it. Shout out to Freddie. Freddie's a real one. We love you, Freddie. Sorry you can't be here. But the show must go on. In fact, it can't go on from my normal studio, which is part of why we're doing this here, because I am now 1 month, as of today, without home internet. We had a massive tornado that tore through my town in Arkansas where I live. It was devastating. It was the widest tornado in the history of the state on record that we know of. It was just absolutely devastating to our community. There were very few fatalities, which is astounding for the amount of damage that we've sustained. We're going to have a total roof replacement in my house. We were without power for 4 days. Like I said, still don't have home internet. We are going to have all of our fences were destroyed. We had 25 trees down on the property. I basically spent every last spare second that I've had out chainsawing chainsawing that we're going to call this the Texas chainsaw episode. Okay. Chainsawing people's limbs.
Limbs.
I'm going to start this over. I use a chainsaw on trees that have already fallen down to get them out of the way.
For the Lord.
And for neighbors and get it like from my property. And yeah, sure.
Yep.
Anyway, it's been a lot of chainsaw, tornado cleanup.
Move on.
I can't stop talking about the chainsaw. It's been fun. I've enjoyed learning how to use the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's
You
been
really
great.
hung up on that.
And so that's been my life, and we really haven't had time for podcasting, unfortunately. But we're here, and we're doing one now for all of you lovely listeners. Part of it is we just want to catch up with all of you. We also want to just catch up with each other.
Yeah.
Except for Freddie, who's not here.
Right. We should have like Skyped him in or something, or Zoomed him in, or whatever the
We
thing
will
is.
tomorrow, because we're going to have questions.
It's a good idea. Yeah, for sure. We're cooking up something else because I'm so task-oriented that I can't not create content when we're together. What a fun friend I am. So, what have you been up to this summer? Talked about that. You're
Talk
moving.
about that?
What's that?
Just your need to relax and like the content, and
Well, I did invite y'all to come to the hotel hot tub.
we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, what's funny is I actually forgot to bring clean pants, except for I brought a swimsuit.
That's fine.
So that might be what I'm wearing all day tomorrow.
Keeping the party
What?
going.
I had like 2 minutes to pack.
Nice.
I didn't bring like shorts.
I guess that makes sense. So Jared's family has been out of town for the week. And I am out of town away from my family. And just tonight, I think Mike sent me at least 10 individual text messages with questions asking about how to do laundry. And it is, in my opinion, not that difficult.
Right.
But for some reason, if you're not used to it, it can be quite daunting.
Right, exactly. So I did my laundry on day 2 of my wife being out of town, and then I left it in the dryer
And you
for
just
a week.
chainsawed half your property.
until I ran out of underpants.
So you ran out.
And so that's where we're at now. Is I did some laundry yesterday, and I'm sure the listeners don't want to hear about my laundry habits.
I still haven't unpacked from church camp a week ago.
So yeah, you get it.
That's how my summer's been going.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You should like X that.
It was at a college, university, like, so it was not like sweaty hot.
Okay.
Well, it was kind of sweaty hot. It was Arkansas, so.
Yeah, it's always sweaty. That's our secret. All right, so hey, I'm gonna be honest, guys. This summer we take a little break from Legends Look Back. We're gonna get back into it. Shows starting, on a regular schedule in August. Right now, summer vacation edition of Legends Look Back. I'm gonna admit I've not been doing a ton of Star Warsy, entertainment in my own life. I did, however, read the new High Republic book, Temptation of the Force.
Whoa.
Which was decent. It was just fine. I also have been watching The Acolyte. You guys watching The Acolyte?
I'm not caught up. The last episode I haven't watched yet.
Yeah, me neither. We should watch it together.
We should.
I've got it downloaded on my iPad.
I got a 55-inch TV at home.
It's 7 inches long. Yeah. They're 12. How old? How long is it? We stopped talking about how long it is.
right, yeah.
All right. So what have you guys been enjoying? What have you been watching, reading this summer? And has any of it been Star Wars at all?
Well, I can't tell you that because it's part of my questions we're going to do later.
Okay, we are going to play a little game. All right, so we'll put a pin in that.
Yep.
Emily, how about you? What you been enjoying? What you been watching, reading, audiobooks?
Lots of some audiobooks and some Kindle Unlimited. I tried that out a little bit, and then I didn't want to keep paying, and so I put it on airplane mode. So
Yeah,
I'm
I did that.
desperately trying to
Right.
finish off
Nice.
what I downloaded before.
That's smart.
I'm looking for on Rick's shelves the books that I did on Kindle Unlimited a year or two ago. I had like 10 of them on there on airplane mode for like a good 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so like my loans for the library keep coming up as like, oh, you can download this now. I'm like, nope, I can't. I still got Kindle
No,
Unlimited.
I'm still living in the past.
Probably
Yes.
this guy.
Well, I haven't read this one, but it is like the Legends Last of the Jedi books. The Jude Watson ones.
Yeah.
I got all those on Kindle Unlimited and did the trick. And
Yeah.
yeah. But we are very good at living in the past here at Legends
Yeah.
Look Back, so it's very on brand.
Yes, I didn't tell you guys. Star Wars Armada is officially like done.
What?
And so it's the most Legends thing we can do is to play some Star Wars Armada for a game that is no longer like alive. They just killed it a week ago. And so
Oh, really?
It's no longer in production, no longer expanded, no
And
longer anything.
That's what we're gonna do tomorrow is play Armada.
Yeah.
What the now defunct board game.
That's very Legendsy.
That is very-
that is
so
on brand.
Legendsy.
That's very
I
on brand.
love that.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna play your tabletop game all day tomorrow. Absolutely.
We're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah. I've definitely watched the instructional video that you sent us.
For sure. Twice.
All right. So, hey, we've all got some travel going on this summer. Personally, I've been listening to the Mistborn trilogy. Shout out to the Brandon Sanderson fans in the Youtini verse. I know there are many of you, literally dozens of us. And
I've wanted to jump in, but I haven't had time because of this whole, New Jedi Order
well,
thing.
the good news is each book is like 27 hours long.
Great.
But the real good news is they're actually great books.
Awesome.
So
Good.
the magic, like world building of it all, the system, it gets more and more complex as you unfold. Like each book, you learn there's like another wrinkle to it. It's extremely odd and complicated, and yet there will come a point in time where you'll read a technical paragraph where every single word is made up, and you're like, "Yep, makes perfect sense. I'm totally on board." I'm really enjoying it. It's like a heist meets fantasy.
Ooh, that's a nice combo.
The first one is. The second one is like very political, but there's a talking dog. So I've the second Mistborn book I've called, it's like the Two Towers meets the Phantom Menace with a talking dog.
That is such a bizarre.
Now that's pod racing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Anyway, I'm on the third one. I'm enjoying it. Happy to get to enjoy something that's not Star Wars. Though I've done some Star Wars. But what about you guys? What about with your travel? Tell us like one fun travel tidbit from your summer. Like you're doing a lot of travel, Rick. You're taking the teens around in the bus.
Yeah.
What's your like travel snack? What's your travel entertainment? What do you listen to? You listen to like Chance the Rapper while you drive?
Yeah. No, but,
I do.
Do.
Oh yeah, I love Chance the Rapper.
Nice. Let's see. We just did a youth trip, and it was at Jared and I's alma mater, which is awesome.
I'm going there in a couple days.
Sweet. And so it's always
I
nice.
waited until you left.
Yeah. It's always nice to be back and, reminisce and all that, and see some old friends. And so that was good. And yeah, driving the church bus, man, let me tell you, does not handle like a school bus. So,
Oh.
Were there any
no, stop it.
casualties?
Okay, so I almost hit a dog on the way to taking kids to day camp, like little children. And
Oh.
my kids were on the bus even, and this dog just comes jetting. I was like, nope, not today.
Not today.
And you drove into a ditch?
Almost, but no, we were good. I honked at him vigorously and had enough, like, it just was timing enough where I could get away without him crossing paths.
All right, let's reenact. The iPad is a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Show me what vigorous honking looks like.
No, it just was it's probably the two hand, like the chest compressions.
Oh wow.
No, I'm joking. I have no idea. I think it just was the.
Sorry to all the
Sorry.
the audio listeners for
I'm
the
a
levels
lot
there.
I'm a lot. But yeah, no, it was good. We survived. But yeah, church camp. We have a big JBL speaker that we just roll onto the bus. so that they can have music in the back, and I put some headphones on, and I will.
You
listen.
ignore the teenagers.
I have interns
To the
that do
glory
their
of
job.
God.
That's right. That's right. And there hasn't been a fight in the bus in a while, so it's fine.
Yeah, as long as they're not biting each other, you just keep driving.
Yeah, I mean, we're good. But so my go-to snacks. I actually am very particular about my road trip snacks.
Are you?
I am.
My parents would always eat the stinkiest possible snacks on a road trip. The crunchiest, loudest, stinkiest snacks. I imagine you could do the same. Like Doritos.
Not Doritos, but similar and crunchy and possibly stinky.
Do you like the bugles you stick on your fingers, like talons?
I do bugles.
I'm really hung
They're
up on the
onions?
stinky part that you just said.
Yeah.
Like stinkies.
Right.
I've never
Like
heard of a
what?
snack described as
Specific
stinky.
smell, perhaps.
The smelliest possible snacks, like
So-
beef jerky. You
Oh,
open up a bag of jerky in the car,
Okay.
you can smell it from a mile
That's
away.
fair.
I
Yeah.
just never thought of snacks as being like stinky.
Well, apparently you're not married to my wife.
So my go-to is
Very particular.
the like roasted garlic rye chips, like in the Chex Mix, like the little brown things.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
flavored?
those little brown little bread slice
The,
things.
yeah, the special request. There's a
Yeah.
whole bag of just those.
Wait,
and
the
they're a
good
little
part
stinky.
of Chex Mix.
Uh-huh.
You can get a bag with just the good part.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that about
That's
America.
hilarious.
And-
America,
Of
Texas.
course.
Love that.
Only in Texas.
No, I mean it's everywhere, but it's if I go
America's
to.
snack foods are like supreme in every way.
That's right.
What's yours?
I'm not too
McDonald's?
particular. I do like myself some McDonald's.
Emily tried going to McDonald's today that was closed.
I did.
Their power was out. And she went in and they looked at her like she was an idiot.
Well, all of the employees were congregated in one place. And so when I opened the door, I had direct eye contact with every single one of them.
It's like, oh, great. I didn't know you all were in my nightmare.
And they looked like they got caught or something. And then I looked around and realized that there was no light on or anything. And I was like, there's only one reason why all of an employee base would be like somewhere else. Anyway.
Yeah, they were
So I
drawing
did
a
not.
paycheck. That's what they were doing.
Yeah. So and my dad had this. So like when you move, a lot of times you have to leave things behind, which includes like food that normally you wouldn't have to leave, but like
Yeah.
for one reason or another, you have to leave it behind. So like we dropped off some things with my parents, including like a big bag of snacks of like various kinds.
Okay.
That was last year when
Right.
we moved.
Oh,
and so when
so
I
they saved
arrived
them?
this year, they were like, oh, by the way, we saw those snacks you left. It's like, you had a whole year to eat snacks and you didn't eat them. And so, no, so I've got like the most random combination of like loose almonds, just
Sure.
like by themselves floating in the bag, little bits of crumbs. And there's like nice stuff, like big like protein bars and stuff like that, which are like at least melted once, if
Right.
not many times.
Right.
But listen, when beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, what I love about that with the theme of Legends Look Back is that you've got even your snacks are outdated.
Oh, for sure. They are, for sure. But they did when I checked into my little hotel, they gave me a bag of Swedish fish, which I loved. Did y'all like Swedish fish?
No, but
No?
that's a thing. So
No, I've never done them either. I like with gummies, I like the Coke bottles.
Those are the best.
Yeah, those are really good.
I want Sour
If
Patch
you
Kids.
get in Europe, they have these like fried egg ones that are really, really good.
Really?
Yeah, they look like eggs, but they like obviously taste like fruit. They don't taste like
I
eggs.
was like, that's gross.
Yeah, speaking
No,
of
it's
stinky
really
snacks,
good.
nothing like eggs in the car.
Obsessed with
Gummy
gummies
eggs.
over there, like obsessed.
In Ireland?
Everywhere in Europe, you can buy gummies like by the pound.
Did you go to Barack Obama, Ireland?
Is there a town called Barack Obama?
Uh-huh. It's on the way to the cliffs of Moher. Moher.
Really?
Yeah. And
Nope.
they
I
have-
didn't go there.
like, it's just like basically a truck stop. That's the town. But they named it Barack Obama, Ireland. And they have a picture of Obama, like a whole mural. And like,
That sounds
he
like
came and
fun.
visited. So,
All right.
it's a thing.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yep.
Now that we've talked about Swedish fish and Barack Obama and or chainsawing people, what an episode we're having. Freddie, we need you. You're our only hope.
That's right.
Okay. So we've done a lot of travel this summer. We've all got some, crazy things going on. Did you mention anything entertainment-wise you've been enjoying? Did you all talk about that? That's is or isn't Star Wars. I've got Mistborn.
Yes.
Do you have any interests, Rick? Any fun beyond teenagers?
I have been, don't laugh.
I would never.
You would never.
I would never promise not to laugh.
I've been strangely getting into like the weird conspiracy-ish kind of shows, specifically Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, is strangely fascinating to me.
Does anyone out there even know what he's talking
What is
about?
that?
It's okay. There's a place in Utah, or is it New Mexico? It's Utah. That was like ancient tribal land, and there's like a curse of like a person who can like shift into like a big wolf thing. Anyway, but it's a major hotspot for like UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenons, and they've got really weird radio like stuff that they can scientifically measure. There's just weird stuff going on, and so it's really fascinating because it's like.
Yeah, we need to get you back on some Legends books.
Yeah, I know. But my wife rolls her eyes at me. She's like, "Why are you watching this stupid show?" I'm like, "I know. It's just entertainment, but it's still like,
Wonder what's going on out there.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So
That's not the answer I expected.
I know. You asked.
I thought you were going to say like a Star Trek.
There have been some Star Treks.
Yeah, and moving on. Emily, what about you? Any books or movies you've been enjoying this summer?
I watched the movie Napoleon.
Okay.
It was very
Dynamite?
good.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, oh, not
No, every once in a while, I like to pretend that my brain is not entirely mush with like fantasy and like fiction. So I try to read something that's important. I'm also trying to listen to The Boys in the Boat. It's about like this rowing team
Yeah, I've heard about this.
in like the 19 something Olympics. So I'm trying to broaden my scope a bit.
Broaden those horizons. Very good.
Mixed reviews, mixed results, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Yeah. Napoleon Dynamite. We should do an episode
over Pedro.
about
should
Napoleon
do that.
Dynamite.
Yep.
It's low-key.
I just want to mash up of us all doing bits of the dance, and like we just like it cuts to like. Yes.
I love it. Yeah, fantastic. One of these days. All right. So before we wrap up, we're going to play a little game. We love our little games here at Legends Look Back.
And our big games. Whatever.
Regardless, we're not going to discriminate against the size of the game, but this game is little. Because this is a thrown together kind of bonus episode here. And I gave them absolutely zero warning that we were going to do this. So the game that we're going to play is the Legends Look Back Classic.
Isn't that cool? It's my screen. So
Well, yeah, now that you're showing it to us, let's show the
cute.
camera.
can see, but it's just like a picture of like a schematic of the Death Star trench run, the next wing, and a TIE fighter, and
It is
It
really
looks
cool.
so cool.
Yeah, it is. I've been envying it this whole episode.
Same.
But before we're done, we're going to play two truths and a lie. So each one of us is going to read three facts or three statements, one of which is not true. Okay? So I'm going to go first because I've had all day to think about this. I gave you two like 10, 15 minutes to think about it. Okay. Yeah, except for mine all erased off of my notes at the last minute. I don't know why. If you've seen them, let me know. All right. Number one, I have a new niece. Number two, I went to a water park called Slimy Sid's. And number three, I wrote these down earlier and they're gone. And I'm trying really hard to remember what my number three is. My number three is I have over 50 animals that all survived the tornado. Slimy Sid's, animals, and the first one.
which was probably the lie.
Yeah, you don't have a new niece.
A new
I
niece.
know-
Yeah, the new niece.
I don't.
I can
Over
tell you.
50 animals.
Over 50 animals.
I know they all survived because I asked you earlier. So like, I feel
However
like-
many I have, I told
That
you
is true.
survived. Yes.
and I remember you told me like a ridiculous amount of animals, and I feel like it was over 50. What do you think?
I could name the animals.
I think it's a
Not
nephew.
50.
I could.
You're raising them for meat, and you named them.
No, I don't raise them all for meat, but like some of them.
Just the dumb ones. You know, hey, I'm gonna cook you.
It's like a risky
Listen,
game.
my kids name the animals. I don't have any say in the animals' names. They name the animals, and I do the dirty
Named
work.
them for
It's
dinner.
just a business. Yeah.
All right, all right.
I'm gonna say you have a nephew and not a niece.
Oh, that's a good twist.
That's really
I'm gonna
subtle,
go with that.
yeah.
Oh, I can't just jump on your bandwagon.
I got room in the bandwagon.
I do think that's the lie. I don't think
He
you
drives the
have
church
any.
bus. I mean, he can fit so many people
Isn't
in.
your brother? So you just have one brother?
I do have one.
But his wife has siblings.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Siblings? Sibling.
Can't tell you.
Well,
You'll never know.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the nephew thing. That sounds true. It's a nephew, not a niece.
Okay. I do have a new niece.
Oh,
Sorry.
So that big development in my life, last week and a half, 2 weeks ago, recently, new niece. Won't say her name for privacy reasons, but very excited.
Family.
Yep, and yeah, my wife's sister had a piano.
Okay, nice.
So that's cool. I'm already the favorite uncle because I'm the only one of 3 uncles that she's met so far. But I was the first one.
That's right.
See the baby, so that's cool. We have over 50 animals. In fact, the morning after the tornado, one of the rabbits had more babies. And while my wife was out of town, another of the rabbits had more babies. And the rabbits, when they're newborn, were disgusting. Hairless monstrosities. I hate them. Then after like a week to 10 days, they're very cute.
You have to wait for the hair to come in.
You have to wait for the hair to come in, just like Rick. And
It's true. I got
the
the
little
receipts.
caress of the beard
no,
made it.
I didn't quite touch.
I am a biter.
No
so-
contact was made. He's a biter. He's a known biter, confirmed biter. Many people are saying this. So, what was I saying? The rabbits today. While I was driving here, a friend from work was like watching our animals for us. Called me and told me some of my rabbits escaped.
Oh.
And she caught them and returned them to the cage.
Good
but
for her.
yeah, I know. But
Say that now their hair.
that's good. So yeah, we've got a ton of rabbits because they're multiplying. It's kind of what they do.
That is.
We've got 2 dogs, a cat, 6 ducks. We had 9 but sold 3. 6 ducks. But more chickens than I can count. 25-ish chickens.
Is that as high as you can count?
Thank you. Thank you. Almost all of
You
the.
had to get it back though.
But that was good.
good. That was a good one.
Yeah, most of the chickens have survivor names. So the rooster is Boston.
That's ironic.
The rooster is Boston Rob. We love Survivor. Survivor super.
Do the
fans.
chickens?
Wow, that's so strange.
Oh, I get it now. It's Survivor. Yeah. And the rabbits and the cat. And so
You're voted off the island.
yeah.
The tribe has spoken.
they're laying hens. They're laying hens. That's cool.
Okay.
Mostly. There's 1 rooster remaining.
Good.
All right. So the lie is we went to a water park. The water park is not called Slimy Sids. I love that for you two, neither of you even for a second contemplated that being the lie.
That's true.
It was so specific.
Wait,
it
is
was
that
like, I want there to be a water park called Slimy
Slimy
Sids.
Sids.
And
I'm
it
like,
reminds me of
it's
the
Kobe,
Goofy movie.
Arkansas.
That's
Yeah,
the
I was
last
like,
episode we filmed. So I was like, for
Goofy.
sure it's real.
The water park is named Wet Willie's.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's true. The water park is actually named Wet Willie's. Their mascot is a frog. And the frog is Willie. He is himself wet.
Yes.
And
as one would expect.
aren't we all? Anyway, moving on. It's hot. It's hot in here. That's why it's okay. It's sweaty in here. Very sweaty.
Freddie!
Sweaty Freddy. That's what
Sweaty
people,
Freddy!
That's what people call
I
him.
need you.
All right. So I have 1 point. You both have 0.
Well, you know what? That's what the shame.
All right. Rick's up next.
Mine are really boring.
Okay.
I bought a car, I bought a house, or I bought a computer. Which one is the lie?
See, this is complicated because I know for years you've been talking about buying a house. And before every single show, we talk about our recent acquisitions. And I'm always like, hey guys, don't forget to pull your recent acquisitions for a little segment known as Thraken's Thrift Store. The people love Thraken's Thrift Store. Many people are saying this. And so then you always, before you pull off your acquisitions, you say, well, I haven't bought much this week because we're saving to buy a house.
Sure.
But, and then you pull some stuff out of a bag. Anyway. So, but have you bought a house? I'm going to say not yet. The car, though, I remember there was a show. How many months ago was this? You were probably out of the country still. You can never touch me over the internet.
Oh, I can touch you over the internet.
There was an episode.
Digital, get down.
Were you here for this, Emily, when Rick was having car trouble, therefore couldn't make the show at the last second, and
Yeah,
you
I
were
think I remember that.
scrambling.
I don't remember this.
You were messaging frantically about you may not make the show on time, the
the
show might be
minivan.
late because you are having car trouble. So I'm gonna guess the car is true, the house is not true.
What about the computer?
Does it matter if I already guessed the lie? The lie is the house.
What if I said 2 lies and 1 truth?
So that you would not be following the rules of the game, and you would be voted off the island, Rick,
the tribe.
out of your own office. All right, Emily, my guess is the house.
The house is the lie. I do remember I had the good fortune to join Rick and his family for dinner because I got here obnoxiously early. I didn't realize how early I was going to get here. So
I got here
a
later than I
very
had
long
time.
So anyway, and you did talk that you're in the same place. So either you bought the same house that you've been living in which case it's like a rent to own type thing, which is likely. It's possible.
No, who does that? I never heard of that.
It's a thing.
What?
No,
It is 100% a thing.
no, it's not.
Totally a thing.
I'm going to say you did buy your house and you did buy a car because I feel like your last car was kind of maybe needed to be replaced. Maybe wasn't very reliable. Maybe because of that one show. I don't know.
Yeah,
And also,
We have
I'm
evidence.
coming after like
we have receipts.
the trauma of me having a very unreliable vehicle for the last year and only one. So like, I'm going to say maybe you did buy a car and then you didn't buy the computer. So the computer is the lie.
Well, hello. And the winner is Jared.
Yes.
Dang it.
I'm sorry. I really want Emily to win. We should have like conspired and
We
just...
really should have.
So for those of you keeping track at home, I now have 2 points. Hey, by the way, I'm extremely competitive. So when we play Armada tomorrow, it's going to be really bad if I don't win.
If that fails, we can go play pickleball or something,
Okay.
which I'm not very good
Yeah,
at.
which I don't have shorts for. So it's going to be...
We've got a clothing room here at the church.
That's
Get
great.
some
Yeah.
good build quality.
Yeah.
Are you wearing swim trunks with those words?
Yeah,
You already discussed how much you like being shirtless earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
that was pre-show. That was pre-show.
There was
Yeah, pickleball, man. Okay. So can I explain?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not buying a house anytime soon because our car broke down. I'm gonna buy a car.
what card you get?
So, okay, first of all, we have both of our cars that we had were trash. And so, like, it was just a matter of time between which one was going to fall apart first.
Sure.
And I've driven the same car since high school.
Cool.
And it was a 2007 Nissan Sentra.
Hey, remember when you bought my truck?
Yeah, I do remember that. Which I like that truck.
I did too. I wish I had it back.
Yeah.
He did. After, the trailer that my grandfather took back from me and I'm now going to buy back. That's a long story. But yeah, Rick, after college, bought my truck and then immediately sold it.
Not immediately. I had probably 9 months.
Okay.
It kept on, like, costs were piling up for it.
Yeah.
I had to buy a radiator, and then, like, the suspension was out, so I had to get... Anyway.
The suspension was out because I used to jump curbs in it all the time in high school.
And it showed. But it was... I love that truck. Anyway. So, yeah, Nissan Sentra, drove it from high school. It's a super cool car, you know. That's the car I pick up the babes in, is the Nissan Sentra.
Wait, you've had the same girlfriend since you were like 14.
16. But yeah, you're right. She actually predates the car. But yeah, so no babes were picked up because our first
was a
date,
lie. That was a
our
lie.
Our first date was on my mom's Grand Marquis, which is like
That's how you sealed the deal
Victoria.
right there, man. That's how you sealed the deal.
Anyway, so yeah, that car crapped out. It was worth like hundreds of dollars and it had $3,000 worth of repairs that were like needed,
yeah,
including
it's
like
not worth it.
no AC and the driver window didn't open. And so like I was just gonna die in the summer.
Yeah.
So it was gonna like, this is good. So we have a new-ish 2019 Hyundai Tucson. Yeah. And so it's nice. It has modern features like Android Auto or CarPlay or whatever, and like cruise control. Who knew?
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
Does it have one of those screens where, like, when you're listening to a Star Wars audiobook, you can see, like, the book cover?
yeah,
That's cool. I like to do that when I'm driving down the road. I'm like, look at that artwork.
I know. It's great.
Very in line with our show.
But then my wife promptly stole it, and so I'm driving the beat up minivan that's gonna fall apart anytime.
yeah, as one does.
As one does.
All right, Emily, you're up. Your two
Oh,
truths
my
and a lie.
turn.
I think we'll do one more round of this, not two, because for the sake of time.
Okay.
Okay.
And also because I have the lead and I don't want you to catch up to me.
All right. So my dog has beef with the Chihuahua that poops on our back deck
This
of
is
our
good.
Airbnb.
I'm gonna like this already.
My son puked for 4 hours straight on our flight back to the U.S.
Oh, okay. That's believable.
I have a dead duck in my car right now.
Oh, wow. Dead duck in the car right now.
Right now, the car that you rode to the church in.
No way is that true. Why would you have a dead duck in the car?
Why would I?
I have ducks at home that are alive. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Those are
Oh, it's not
maybe
necessarily
like a stuffed duck, you know, or like a taxidermied duck.
Oh, because that would be a dead duck, wouldn't
It
it?
would be a dead.
If it was a decoration.
It wouldn't be a living duck.
Her husband owns a lot of guns, so he could be a hunter. And if he's not, then we should all be very worried.
I mean, I really should be worried. I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the duck collectors, so like I don't know what's happening
with many, many, many guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna guess the duck. The duck that's too weird. The Chihuahua, the duck, or the
puke. Yeah. Talked about the puke on at dinner, so like I'm thinking that one.
You should, not the dead air is not great for the podcast.
I'm gonna go with the Chihuahua. That was too specific.
The winner is no.
Rick
Okay,
won.
Rick won. The Chihuahua.
Yes.
Double or nothing.
We have not picked up our dog yet. She will probably have beef with the Chihuahua that does actually poop on our back deck every single day.
Oh, I can't wait.
So you're anticipating.
How many updates?
I'm anticipating the beef. I do have a dead duck in the back of my car right now. It is a taxidermy duck.
Yeah.
It is. And it is probably my husband's most treasured possession at this
Oh wow! Right, really?
yeah, it's very delicate and it's very difficult to transport. So it's taking up like half of my car right now.
My most treasured possession is my Dark Empire hardback.
That's easier to transport.
Yeah.
Because it's like in flight. So like all the feathers are like sticking out.
Well, naked palps. Never mind.
Well, you can always put like a Bible case, Talk about this.
Yeah. The only Bible case I have says WWJD. I imagine that being over Dark Empire. That's fantastic.
I don't think
Okay.
it worked for ducks though.
So at the end of round 1, the score is
It ran away.
0 to 1 to 2. 2, 1, 0.
I got nothing. All right, you go.
No, snake order. You're right.
Stinker.
Oh, snake order. Make it dramatic.
It's just a little more interesting for the listener, right?
Okay, so I used to think electrolytes were a marketing ploy. I went to Portugal and learned how to surf over the summer. I spent 2 weeks at the beach and never swam once.
Oh, never swim. Now, did you wear one of the visors, the mom visors that you like so much?
How I left it here.
You left it in
I didn't have
in
it.
the U.S. Didn't swim. I think I saw on Instagram you went to Portugal, but I'm too narcissistic to like actually care about what other people are doing in their lives.
Thanks, Josh.
So I don't know where you went, but you definitely went to some interesting places in Europe. Did you swim in Europe? But did you surf? When I went to California to visit Freddie, I was really close to learning how to surf.
Like, did you try to surf and couldn't figure it out, or like you almost had lessons to learn?
No, while I was reading the ruins of Dantooine on the beach, we went to Surfside Beach in Malibu, and I was watching a bunch of guys surf, and I was extremely close to getting off my butt and going out there and asking one of them if they could teach me how to surf.
Okay.
But it was too embarrassing of an idea for my wife, and so she wouldn't let me do it.
Nice. See that?
Okay, but did Emily surf? That's the question. This is not about me, even though I'm the admitted narcissist.
I'm the unadmitted narcissist.
Closeted narcissist. It's never mind. So I'm gonna guess. What were yours again? Portugal. And
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes.
I just think electrolytes are a marketing ploy.
Now you do have kind of like a prepper mom
She's not a crunchy mom.
vibe.
She's not crunchy.
Okay.
She's got like 10% prepper tendencies.
Prepper tendency. That was a fun
We're
like.
making some claims right now.
You're like 10%, like the smallest amount of. You were homeschooled.
I was.
Therefore,
I forgot about that.
therefore, you could not believe in electrolytes.
She could not believe. I'm gonna say, you. Didn't learn surfing in Portugal.
I'm gonna say she went to Portugal, but didn't surf.
You said electrolytes.
No, I was just talking.
Oh, okay.
My official guess is neither of those. It was the other one. What was it? You didn't swim. I'm gonna guess you did swim. Yes. So my guess is you did swim. That's
I'm
my
confused on how this game works all of a sudden.
So which one was the lie?
Guess. That's the lie.
The
The lie is that you didn't swim.
I did.
You did swim.
I'm saying the lie is that Portugal surfing. State that.
You win again.
Dang it! No! Rick has tied it up, ladies and gentlemen. He has
In
tied
one fell swoop.
He has tied it up. Yeah, we shouldn't have gone snake order. Or I rewind it. Be kind, rewind, folks. All right. So, what was the correct answer again?
So I did not learn how to surf in Portugal. My husband did. I did not. I stayed. The water was really cold, and I was not interested. So I truly didn't swim.
Somebody's
got
gotta
to
watch
2
the
weeks
kid.
we were there. Yeah, I dipped my toes, and I was very happy just to do that. And yeah, I did used to think electrolytes were a scam, and I found out the hard way. They're not. They're real.
They are real.
Since the chainsaw incident, the tornado, we're gonna start calling it the chainsaw incident. I have, had to consume so we get those like liquid IV packets. I've had to absolutely consume a ton of those because we've been out, 10 hours a day doing tornado relief. So yeah, I'm a big believer. Rick, you're up. Round 2. Any day now. I believe in you.
3 statements. I got a tattoo.
He's trying to put on his poker face.
A tattoo.
Got a tattoo. Had a student get in a fight at church camp, or wore pink Crocs across the neighborhood.
There's no way he got a tattoo and didn't tell us about it.
I agree.
He's talked about it.
When have we talked though?
Exactly.
You never talked to me, man.
You would have told me.
Tattoo.
I almost suggested for this trip that we all go get tattoos together.
It's not too late.
It's not. The night is young.
You can get a tattoo.
The night is young. And also, whoa. I can't do that over the internet.
It's like Wet Willis came to us.
Flying mad at you. All right, somebody out there, listener, put that in slow motion for us. That's hilarious. What was I saying? The tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it before or after the hot tub.
What?
After we go to the hot
Tattoos. We're gonna get tattoos before or after the hot tub.
tub. Emily is confounded.
What
right
did I sign up for?
I used to have some questions.
Oh man.
No, you didn't get a tattoo.
Yeah, we're both in agreement on that. We're doubling down.
So to be clear, the things that I think are true,
Right.
Some kids did get into a fight. I do know that to be true. At church camp, some kids got into a fight at church.
I mean, it always happens. It has to happen.
It's got
Or it wasn't church
too
camp.
hot, and there's too many.
It would just be called camp.
I was supposed to say camp. And then the pink Crocs, I can 100% believe, because I bet you were chasing somebody that got out, or you needed to go to do something, and that happened to be the only shoe.
With the rooster. He had to chase off the rooster.
A rooster. I don't have a rooster, no. But my neighbor has a no boundaries rooster that sometimes harasses my family. It hasn't happened in a couple of years. But there's video.
There's
plenty.
videos. There's
Even
videos.
more. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the rooster videos.
Oh, with the pink. Did you throw it? Never mind. So yeah, I think the tattoo.
The tattoo.
Well, guys, let me just. You're right.
Oh,
Hold on, I was expecting you to do one of these.
I know. I was like, looking. I was like, all the visible places.
All of
are
my
clear.
clan brothers have one of these, and
All right, so Emily finally is on the board.
you're on my stylus.
So
In fairness, I kind of forgot that we were scoring. So when you were saying that, like, I might have made some choices for the plot and not for like what I actually thought.
just for the podcast.
I know that sounds like a cop out, but that is true. I forgot that we were
Content is king.
Score. Yeah.
So-
So your turn.
Question before, anyways, we're totaling up the score here. Since we both got that right, guess the same thing. Do we split the point, or do we both get a point?
I think
We'll see how I do on this next one, and then we'll
There you
decide.
go.
Okay, if I in fact got the full point, it's 3-2-1. If in fact, if Rick keeps slapping his thighs under the table, and I'm worried,
Better than my belly or my face, okay?
I'm worried that him slapping his thighs is going to come across in the recording.
Can be your thighs.
So I keep like a mom.
Just holding my hands.
Shelly slapping his hands. So that he'll stop smacking his thighs under the table.
Oh,
You can't make this stuff up, folks.
this is why we're online friends.
It's so hot in here.
And it's really weird.
You know, I could turn it on the air, but it's on my phone to control it. That we're using.
We just finished the episode. Last question. All right, here's my 2 truths and a lie. I applied to a PhD program. Number 2, I accidentally shut off the water to my 92-year-old neighbors. And number 3, I wept uncontrollably while watching the 1998 classic Dennis Quaid, Lindsay Lohan movie, The Parent Trap, last night. PhD, 92-year-old neighbors shut off their water. And number 3, wept at The Parent Trap.
All right, what I know. You did watch The Parent Trap.
I did tell her this.
Whether or not you wept is up for debate. But given that your family's been gone, I imagine you're a bit unhinged at the moment.
Extremely unhinged. In fact, you could say.
might be a little emotionally fragile, and that might have impacted the way that you saw that movie when a family is reunited. So I
Wow.
can see that.
Yeah, you could be a therapist, turns out.
Yeah, that one's true.
I can see it. It's feasible. to
Maybe.
me.
I mean, I can't tell you.
I know that you've been interested in PhD programs.
And he
I
told
don't-
me that already. So now I know as well.
I don't know that you've applied.
You'll find out, but I can't tell you.
I will find out.
And shutting off the water, I do know that you've been without water. This is so tricky. Yours
It is
is like
tricky.
just twisted.
They're
enough.
just, yeah, And it helps that I forgot what the third category was because I lost my notes. So this is
The
what I've
key
got.
things that the words that I'm like hinging on are applied for the PhD. That's the key word. Did you actually apply?
We're dissecting this.
We are.
Yeah, you could probably just guess.
92-year-old neighbors. Maybe they're not 92.
Maybe they're not neighbors. Maybe he's actually 92. Probably not.
I did notice I've got some gray chest hairs. I just noticed those this evening.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the neighbors.
The neighbors is not true. Okay, that's Rick's guess. And Emily's is
What if we get it right?
PhD, neighbors, Parent Trap.
I'm going to say
We'll tie. We'll be tied, and then we'll have to have a...
it's not looking good for me either way. I'm not going to win. I get best pot plate.
Just thinking about the content, folks.
Okay, I don't think that you wept uncontrollably. I think maybe you teared up, but you got it back together.
No, I wept absolutely uncontrollably. This was my first time watching The Parent Trap. Perfect movie, no notes. Watching it as an adult. I've never watched it, and we watched a repeat over and over and over. I think we had this is some Legends Look Back stuff right here. I think we had recorded it like off Disney Channel, like off TV, on a VHS tape, like with commercials and all. Because I definitely never owned a legitimate copy. Did I just watch it when it would come on TV? Maybe. But we watched it. I mean, this was the first time I've watched it in at least 10 years. I knew not only every single line of the movie,
Wow.
every single musical beat. Great score. Dum, da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun, do, 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 da, 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 da. Anyway, great movie. Having daughters who are gone, the plot of the movie is like, the kids are away at camp. I was an absolute mess. Also, the mom, at one point in time, my mom had the same haircut as the mom. She had a lot of haircuts, she experimented a lot with that. But I just was wrecked. I'm just absolutely, the dogs were looking at me like, get it together, man. Yeah. So that was true. I did shut off the water to my 92-year-old neighbors. We had a terrible water leak I've needed to fix for a long time. Waited till my family was out of town. Went out 10:30 at night, Wednesday last week, to shut off the water. Didn't know how. Turns out there were 2 water shut-off valves in our water meter. And I was like, well, if I just turn them both off, then it'll probably shut off ours. So I ended up talking to the water company, came out the next day, told me that I had, in fact, shut off the neighbor's water. Those neighbors are 92 years old, and they went without water for like 8 hours because of me. Anyway, I went over, apologized, and gave them a dozen eggs, and they were absolutely astounded to receive the free eggs and seemingly forgave me. So
That's cool.
way to go, me.
Way to go, you.
Yeah. I have not applied for a PhD program. I've been studying to potentially apply to get in for next fall. Which, if that does happen, the podcast is toast. So, all the listeners out there need to be voting that I don't, in fact, get in to a PhD program.
So you won.
No, I won.
Win. Well, no. Did you guess him right?
No.
No, we both lost. Okay.
The champion.
So the second time you knocked over your chair, standing up dramatically.
Yeah. Hey, do you have like one of those medals you can put around my neck?
I do actually.
Yeah,
Let me
I've seen that. Do you need-
just joke. He's getting up. Okay.
Well, you gotta take one of my costume medals.
Yeah. Fistful of them.
Make it rain. Oh man. Okay. Well, that is gonna do it for this.
Come on back, Emily.
Very unhinged, very different in-person church camp edition. Hashtag the Texas Chainsaw Church Camp Massacre edition of Legends Look Back. Of course, if you're looking for some other podcasts to expand your fandom, be sure to check out the rest of the lineup in the Youtini Podcast Network, including
Line.
the Youtini Avatar Show.
The Youtini Avatar Show.
No, you can keep going.
The Youtini Baseball Show. The Cosmic Force. The Star Wars Archives. And the Youtini Show.
Yeah, who is not the only in-person podcast in the network anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we have our shoes on.
We don't have to. Speaking of which, thank you to our proud members of the United on Patreon. Special thank you to Brian Dooley, Carl Sander, Michael Fry, and Raymond Bazinski on our High Council, as well as James T., Ashley Ingalls, Colton Fife, a new team member, by the way, and Chris Carrizo at our Captain tier for their amazing support. You can catch us in the fall every other Tuesday night at 8:30 Central on youtube.com/@YoutiniVault. But in the meantime, we've got some fun stuff coming your way very soon as my internet is restored. Ring that bell if you want to get notified whenever we go live. Remember to sub to the channel, leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice. All right, that's it for us. Keep exploring, keep sharing, and let's keep on expanding the universe together. May the Force be with you. This is now we're going to do a high five right here in the center. Freeze frame.